Hello guys, this is the fourth video of the foundation series for 2026 and this will be about books and sources which you have to use for your preparation. Okay, so if you have not seen the foundation video, we have been doing it in a particular order, like first like what is UPSC or how to prepare for it, what is the UPSC website and its basics which you should know, like how to apply, then the new application portal which was launched, and the syllabus breakdown completely for prelims and mains we have done, NCERTs and the big changes in 2025, and now we are doing the video of sources. Okay, so like this, everything which an aspirant needs will be done in this series completely free of cost. And when you see the exam pattern or the things which are evolving, you have to try to score at least 100 plus marks in prelims. Okay, because people like last year also, many of our students are telling they scored 90 plus marks, but their name is not there in the list which is qualified for mains now. So that is why you have to be like little bit more serious about your preparation. And I always tell people or aspirants does not fail because they don't know the content or they don't know the books and all. Their problem is they are not approaching it the right way. They are not serious, and they are sometimes by hearting some coaching notes or something like you are approaching it like a school or college level exam. Okay, UPSC needs a very well informed, observation skill oriented one student, and that cannot come overnight. You have to prepare for 1 year complete thoroughly, and that is why we are trying to do these kind of series which will shape you into that serious aspirant. Okay, so now we'll again discuss everything, but to know the books and sources, obviously you need to know the syllabus, which in my previous video I have done, but still here a glance we'll see. Okay, I'll just minimize myself so that you can see the full screen properly. And the GS1 paper, which is like most of it is in tandem with your prelims also. Prelims and mains, if you see, it is kind of same. Okay, you have your history, you have your geography. Okay, and then extra things will come, which is your society and capitalism, communism, secularism and all. And these things are all from separate books and all, you cannot study. These are all only if you do the previous year questions and see little bit like definitions of what is this word, that will be sufficient, because questions are often repeating. Okay, either Indian secularism versus Western secularism, or something within our population, or the social issues which you study anyway for like your hunger, poverty, or any education, health, these kind of things and all. You cannot study from a book. You have to know the current affair oriented things, and that is what they'll ask you. Remaining all of you see, only thing which is not there in your prelims is world history and post independence, and that also year on year the number of questions which is coming in GS1, which like 20 questions will come in your mains, only 1 question, 2 question will be there, and that may be an American Revolution or a World War or a Cold War. That kind of like some 10 topics are there. That is where they again ask question. Post independence again will be either a land reform or a Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. These are the basics which they usually ask. So it's very easy if you study the syllabus properly. Then the books will be much more easier when I explain it later. Okay, paper 2 or paper 3, which is GS2. Okay, is again polity, which is your full portion of your prelims. You will study the constitution, the article numbers and all the judgments and the court, everything you will study, and then you have to compare it with the international things like Indian constitution versus UK, or Indian constitution versus USA, Australia, that kind of thing. Then we have IR, which again, as part of our mapping in prelims and all, you study a lot of things, the treaties which are signed, and India with neighbors, how it is, India with the international countries, how it is, that kind of things. And we have the important organizations, which again for your prelims you study. Okay, so I'm telling you in such a way to understand that prelims has most of the things repeating in mains, and mains have little only which are extra. Okay, when it comes to GS1, GS2 papers and all. So this again, if you see international bodies, then welfare schemes and social justice, this again for your prelims you're studying, all the schemes you're studying. The little bit again about health, education, those things which are overlapping with GS1 and 2 will be the extra parts. Then if you take GS3 paper, which is economy, which is again for your prelims you're studying, but again little bit about world economy also, which nowadays in UPSC prelims also started, like questions started coming, and like Indian, like American stock market, if something happens, what will be the impact on India, or there some recession happens, what will be the impact on India. That level questions in prelims is anyway coming. That in a little more detailed fashion they'll ask you in your mains. Then agriculture, environment, science and tech, that kind of portions are there, which again it's sometimes out of the blue, like you cannot even predict what question can come. But most of the time I've seen little bit, if you study about the food processing sectors, the white revolution, green revolution, and the grains, the rations, that kind of thing, if you study itself, some questions are easily solvable. Then we have internal security, terrorism, Indian border forces, which is again current affairs oriented, you have to study. Okay, if Maoism, Naxalism, anything is happening, or Jammu and Kashmir issue is there, or Operation Sindoor is there, terrorism is there, this is everything is current affair oriented. Static wise, only like we have this BSF is there, SSB is there, ITBP, CISF, like that we have the different Javans and different battalions and all. That may be a little bit, if you by heart, that is the only thing static you need. Remaining everything, if you see, it's a very current affair oriented one, and GS3 is one of the toughest also. You should know the marks also, which I explained last time. Like in 250 marks, you will score like 100, 120 range. Okay, 100, 120 is also high mark usually. But in GS3, usually people score only in their 80s or 90s. Okay, out of 250, 80s or 90s, even the topper scores only that much. So that much tough level questions comes, or they maybe the marking system is like that. How much ever you write, they are going to give you like 5 out of 15 or 6 out of 10. Like that, they are going to give you very less. Okay. GS4 is a very high scoring paper, up to 130, 140 marks you can score, and that is purely static. Okay, and that is the only paper where it is one subject. Remaining, if you see here, GS1 is a like 3-4 subjects are there. GS2 has 3-4 subjects, GS3 has 3-4 subjects, but ethics is one subject. Okay, one subject you have to study. And this time also, the latest question paper, if you see, that is more current affair oriented, meaning they're asking a question about Naxalism and telling like, you are the district collector, how will you handle it? Or something like pharmaceutical related, something happened, and as a doctor, how will you handle it? Meaning, if you know the current events which is happening, based on that, they're asking the ethical side of it. So again, it is a little bit, they're bringing in current affairs into it, but the topics you have to study is purely static. Okay, and you know this paper A, paper B and all, this and all don't need books. I'm telling you these things because you should understand, means majority of the things are going to come from your current affair. Okay, static, very less weightage will be there. So that is why, except for history and all, it will be static, but others, everything will be current affair oriented. And your optionals, anyway, you have to find out your books because it will be varying from person to person. Now GS4 also, people ask like the static, how to study and all. We have multiple options to do that, and that is why we are thinking to start a new series also. A lecture series will be there. The first episode will be free and put on YouTube. Mostly I think in the July, mid or August starting it will come. The first episode will be there on YouTube, and then you can you will get details how to enroll to the remaining thing, the entire syllabus, your static, your relation to current affair, how to write the answers, even writing your answers and evaluation part also will be there. So it's a complete thing. Okay, it's like a one-stop thing. You don't need to go and join anywhere else for ethics. This will be sufficient. Okay, questions will be answerable from this itself. That kind of one series will be starting soon. Okay, and again, to communicate that, another update I want to tell you is in Telegram also we have started a channel also, a group also. Okay, so this again, these are the links you can see behind me. One is Vysh IAS and one is Vysh IAS group. Okay, so here, if you join channel, both places, it's like you're getting the same message only, but group option is, or benefit is, later if I want to take any feedback from you, group I can open for that also. Okay, that's why as of now both will be just for our giving information to you, but whenever I want something to take back from you, the group will be open for your comments as well. Okay, so join both of them. The links, if you don't have, I'll put in description, or you can come and ask in WhatsApp also. Okay, so now we will go to the books and sources in detail. These are the thumbnails of the previous episodes of Foundation, completely free Foundation. This also, if you don't know, come and ask me, or in the description I'll put the link. And about your results and all, now try to forget what happened. We know many people scored high but couldn't clear and all, but it happens every year. And this time, because we all teachers also have raised concerns, we have put videos like this about the like opaqueness of UPSC. They are not transparent, they are not replying to RTI, they are not ready to release the answer keys. So we all have raised issue, and it's in the Supreme Court now, and mostly we'll see something favorable happening this year, and by next year UPSC will bring in some strict reforms, okay, to change their opaqueness. So if you need all the updates, just try to hit subscribe also, because I see you are not even seeing when we put free videos which are very beneficial for you. So just hit the subscribe button, so at least we don't have to keep informing you that video has come. You will automatically get notified by UPSC. Okay, so now about basic questions which students ask when we tell a book list. Will I pass if I do all these books? Okay, like if I do your test and notes, will I pass? Is 1 year enough to clear UPSC? Sir, make me pass. What is there in this video? Give me the video which I ask for. Don't do these kind of videos. Then why is it incomplete? Complete it ASAP. Exam is nearing. Okay, these kind of questions prove that you are not fit for this exam. Okay, we have put it as like a immature aspirant's questions or a non-serious aspirant. Okay, you cannot justify it by telling that I am a beginner, so maybe my question is valid. You cannot tell that. Okay, there is no beginner phase actually in UPSC. UPSC is for such people who actually is already looking around everything. They are very mature in the way they speak. They are interested in world things and geopolitics and all. They know basics of communication at least. All these things can be improved also if you don't know, but at least from the questions which we see, we can understand how serious you are or how mature you are. So when we tell something, about this exam is nearing and all, we know better than you, like when is the exam, we know by when the materials or video should be delivered. So this and all, don't try to tell someone who is trying to teach you something, okay, because you can give feedback is something and giving ordering is different, okay. These are all telling you or shaping into a personality, okay, because ultimately you clear prelims, means and all, there will be a personality round, okay. There they will catch all these things. If you are talking this way or if you are responding this way, that moment you will be eliminated no matter how much you score in prelims or mains. That is why start building your personality right from now, right? Ask the right questions, respond the right way, listen to someone when somebody is telling. Don't tell like give me the climax of it, tell me like scroll and go to the last and see only the price of a particular course. Understand what is being told, whether by a teacher or whether by a mentor or anyone, okay. Just give me a second. So these books which I tell will help you pass or not. That depends on whether you study it or not, okay, because how much ever books you study, ultimately UPSC will be setting some questions which we already shown you how 20-25 questions are. It can be totally unpredictable, okay. It can be like a difficult option, it can be debatable, it can be like in the exam hall you will confused between two options. All these things will happen. So we will tell you the book list as per how the content is available for each subject. We'll do that, and as I always tell, syllabus and previous year questions are the key, okay. These books you have to buy or you have to watch the free videos which we do, because we have done majority of the papers free of cost, and every year we do it. We solve all the questions in the YouTube itself for free. So book, if you need a hard copy book and all in Amazon or Flipkart, you can simply go and search for the previous year questions of prelims and mains both, and in both Arihant and Disha publications you will get these kind of books, okay. So these books up to like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, how much are you buy, at least I will tell 2013 onwards. If you do, it will be good, okay. 2013 onwards, if you do, it will be good, or 2016 onwards at least, okay. 2016 onwards, if you do, then last 10 years, that is also very good, sufficient paper, okay. So it's that minimum I am telling, minimum you should do that much at least. Don't do just 3 years or 5 years, at least 10 years or 12 years, 15 years, like that. You try to buy the book of the one of this, okay, one of this publication of both prelims and mains. You try to do it. And as I told in YouTube, if you want, simply search Vysh IAS 2016, Vysh IAS 2017, like that. If you search, you will get these kind of thumbnails where we have already discussed all these things free of cost, with question, answer, explanation, and why these questions were asked, from which source they were asked. Everything is discussed here. So in future, when a question comes also, you'll be able to solve it, okay. Vysh versus UPSC is also a keyword which you can type on YouTube or Google. Videos will come out where we explain how these questions were solvable from our test series also. These are the screenshots of 2025 paper where we have done subject wise. Latest I think geography episode we did. Now only science was pending, science and something that we'll upload soon, okay. So every question is discussed, and these are the mains thumbnails: GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, 2013 to 2020 actually, complete questions, the trend analysis, from which topic questions are repeating, which questions itself are repeating, or how to solve it, how to write a model answer. This is all free of cost in YouTube, it's there, okay. So again, as I told, hard copy if you need, you can buy the books of which I showed you in the previous slide. Now subject wise, if I take, okay, the first subject always we take is history, because of the bigger subcomponents under it: ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, world history, post-independence, and even current affairs are there. Current affair in the sense, like suppose now this year lot of non-cooperation movement related questions came, because 2022 was like the 100 years of 1922. So like that, they can take an event of 1922, 1923, 24, 25, 26, that range, because now almost like 100 years is over. So anything when 100 years over, 50 years over, or any anniversary happens, something like that happens, they will ask questions based on that. That is why current affair orientation of history is also needed. Basically the timeline is needed, okay. So here if you see, these are the class 6, 7, 8 NCERTs, which is now not available in the NCERT website, but free of cost lectures are there in my channel, okay. So you can watch that. Even though NCERT has removed these textbooks from their website, UPSC is still sticking to the old syllabus, so they can still ask you questions from these books itself. So you have to do the class 6, 7, 8, and that is nothing but the ancient, medieval and modern. That's how class 6, 7, 8 is designed, and the same thing will be replicated in the class 12th part of it, okay. These three are the class 12th. There are 3 textbooks, which is again nothing but part 1 is for ancient history, part 2 is for medieval, part 3 is for the modern history. So like that we have the textbook, 6 textbooks you can tell. which are ancient, medieval, modern. And then we have class 9th and 10th, where you will get little bit about your world history also, and little more extension of your this thing, modern history, okay, Gandhian phase and things. And class 11 is again dedicated to world history, but most of this, as I told, textbooks may not be available in the NCERT website, but you try to watch it on YouTube itself, my channel itself, most of them are there for free. And then for modern history, we have a textbook of Spectrum, which again free of cost in our channel, is done in a little more detailed way. But that textbook, it's good to buy. Okay, there are many other authors also, but we recommend this one because questions we see directly coming from this book again and again. Then we have world history, for which either Indian author or foreign author, that is Arjun Dev or Norman Law. Okay, you can see here, zoom it and see it. So these books, if you want the latest edition, you can get it. But again, as I told, the questions are reducing from this topic, but still you have to answer it. Okay, if you join a good mains test series, that will be sufficient, because they will make you write answers of all the 10-12 popular topics, and that will be sufficient, because they will not needing you to study that much as a history optional student will be studying. You are writing a GS1 paper where just 2-3 questions maximum will be world history. So it's up to your choice how much detailing you want to do for it. Or nowadays, I recommend also the Tamil Nadu state textbook. Okay, Tamil Nadu state, they have a textbook series of class 10, 11, 12. That is also very good for all these factual information, including your world history. Okay, so that is why that is also one thing which I recommend. You search in internet or you buy from the market, class 10, 11, 12 of Tamil Nadu people's thing. That will be, I will not tell replacement of NCERT, because NCERT is more with pictures and boxes and all. Tamil Nadu will be more kind of, I think, black and white type. But still, it's your choice. If you are good in reading and interested in reading history and all, both will be equally important. And we also try to include most of the like questions and all from these in our test series also. So if our test series you are enrolled, then most of them will be easily covered. Even if you don't read the textbook, everything will be covered in our place. And the very important 2 old books are R.S. Sharma's Ancient History and Satish Chandra's Medieval History. So these again is very, very important textbooks, because year on year, even this year, questions came directly from this, meaning the words were taken directly from this book. Okay, that's why R.S. Sharma, I think completely we have done free of cost long back, and extra also will be there, not like directly from there, we'll be given extra information also. And medieval history, some portions we have done. Medieval, like the Mughal, Akbar things and all, we have not done, and I think it won't be necessary also in future, because now because UPSC is also, or NCERT is also evolving, they are not asking much about the Islamic kingdoms and invasions and all. They have started going more about the Hindu kingdoms and other existence of our cultural heritage and Indian things and all. So that is why it may not be needed in future. Then behind me you can see the fine arts textbook of class 11th for your culture part. Okay, culture again, if you do a good test series, that will be sufficient, because that will be covering your temples and architecture and the songs or any poet. Everything will be anyway there in all the test series. So reading one textbook extra is good for you, but this much is sufficient. Okay, history, don't overload with lot of fact, because you are anyway not going to be able to recollect it in the exam hall. So this much I have shown you is like a mandatory things for history. You have to do it. And now we will go to the next important paper, which is geography. Okay, in geography also subtopics, you have physical geography, human geography, environment part, mapping, and again current affairs. Any cyclone happened, anything related to earthquake or anything, floods, landslide, all these things are part of your geography. Okay, which will be there in your GS3 mains also, disaster related things. You have to take portions from here. So again, NCERT class 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, entire thing. Okay, here we cannot skip anything. History at least 6 to 8 I told you important, and then class 12 is important, but here 6 to 12 complete thing is important. Okay, and this again completely free of cost in my channel. YouTube videos are there, they're taken by different teachers in English, Hindi, both. It's there, you can watch it. And then main thing is, as I told, news, current affair oriented they'll ask you, disaster related they'll ask you, Himalaya related anything they'll ask you. Okay, or rainfall or El Nino, these are all news items, and from there they'll ask you the questions. Okay, then for mains, GC Leong one textbook is there, again very small book. It's helpful, but NCERTs first you do, then only go for that because it won't go very basic. Okay, it will be a little bit advanced, so that is why do the NCERTs, then do GC Leong. It will be understandable for you. Okay, environment, there used to be this Shankar IAS book which people used to follow, but there you will get everything. You will get all the definitions and ecology, lithosphere, biosphere, this thing and all. But if you take last 3-4 years question paper, UPSC stopped asking questions of ecological terms. They are not asking you. They are asking you any plant or crop or things which are in the news, or maybe this fungus, bacteria, lichen, mosses, this kind of things which you will find it in anyway. You will not by heart all these things, every kind of crop, every kind of trees, everything you will not by heart. So this book, it's very lengthy, lot of chapters are there. if you can do it, you do it. Else depend on previous year questions and prepare based on that. Okay, because environmental questions, if you see, most of the questions are climate change and that kind of thing. Okay, which happens based on the news, pollution, or this waste, plastic waste, electronic waste. These oriented questions are coming rather than the definition based questions. Okay, so we cannot tell UPSC will come back with such questions. So that's why I told, do the previous year questions, and there what static has been asked, that topics alone, try to read from that. Don't read the entire book, it will take a lot of time for you. Okay, then of course mapping is there. That also, if you do a good test series and current affair daily, you will anyway come to know, like Iran war is happening, so where is their nuclear facility, or where bombing happened, this kind of thing every day in news when you keep seeing, then mapping becomes much more easier. Okay, or somewhere vaccination drive has happened, then you will know the location, or somewhere like Africa civil war happened, you will know the location. So current affair, when you know, automatically mapping gets over. Then the basics you should know, like where are the different mountains, where are the different volcanoes, or the rivers flowing east and west. This kind of basics you will study in your geography part anyway. That is needed. Like this time they ask you the South Americans mountain, the Andes mountains, which is passing through many countries of the western side of South America, almost every country of South America. So that they asked you which all countries does it pass through. So that again, 6th standard level geography textbook, if you did there, you would have seen the picture and you would have got it like, okay, everything which is in the west coast, I should mark it, because what is the inside or the right side, that I should not mark. That is the only thing you have to eliminate. I think Brazil and Paraguay or something, some 2 things you have to eliminate, and remaining everything is on the west coast. That was the way to solve it. So basic mountain, the biggest mountain range at least of 7 continents, that you should know as a basic of mapping. Okay, remaining from the news item you can do. Now Polity, you know, which is the standard textbook in market, that you can do it because definitely factual question will come. Okay, earlier they used to ask a lot of question about this fundamental right, DPSP, and your fundamental duty. A lot of questions specific to this used to come, preamble and all. At least 5-6 questions will come. But this time what they did is they asked one question in which all 3 of them are there as a match the following kind of thing, and they finished it there. Meaning you study that much 6-7 chapters of your textbook and one question came from that. Okay, but they asked you little more conceptual thing. They ask you about ordinance power. They ask you about the governor's power. They ask you about the pardoning power of president. This kind of things are all in subsequent chapters of different standard books you will get. So that they ask. So still, as I told, your method of studying should be article 1 onwards. Article 1 onwards till that 400 articles, whatever articles we have now latest, every article you should be knowing. So that sequence wise, you study from the constitution, you study from the summary of constitution, or you study from a standard textbook in the market, it is fine. But every article, when we ask interstate water treaty, it is article 262 that you should know, or president related or governor related article like 163, 151, or like GST is introduced into the constitution, so which is that article number, like that article number and the definition, that if you study in order itself, your full portions of polity gets over. Okay, polity. But governance, you have to study the news, whether it is e-governance, digital governance, anything which is like newly we are trying to govern, that you should know. Then we have the IR part, which again 99% is from current affair, like India, like president or prime minister visit to each other's country, or treaties we are signing, or a bilateral relation is there, anything, or even a war is there. So that way, news oriented you have to know. Historical, that time obviously you will know, like Israel Gaza war, if you're studying, you will obviously know what all treaties they signed in the historical timeline. So that way you have to know the treaties. Then we have the government schemes. For your prelims also you're studying again from the news. Okay, whatever scheme the government introduced, you have to know basic at least the features of that. And then various popular judgments. Okay, when a Wakaf thing is going on, or when anything is going on, any serious judgment is passed based on that. So if you see here, this and all from one book you cannot study. You have to daily read your newspaper. If you don't read your newspaper, you have to at least enroll to those people who are teaching you that things from the newspaper. We have a daily notes concept also. Every day, whatever happens in the news, 6 to 10 articles, I myself break it down to you in small PDF format, and it will be reaching your inbox every single day. Okay, every single day my students are getting it, so they don't have to worry about reading the newspaper. They don't have to worry about waiting for a monthly magazine. They are guaranteed that everything in the news is with them every day, that day itself. Okay, so if you want, enroll that. You are almost every subject I'm telling you. Okay, every subject I'm telling you that daily notes or news is important. So it's up to you. You read yourself and make your notes and take 2-3 hours each day, or just 25-30 minutes read my PDF and finish off that day's complete news. Okay, it's up to you, because time is everything. When it comes to UPSC preparation, time, discipline, consistency is everything. If you do it on a daily basis with a limited time, there's high chance that you score better than your competitor. Okay, so here again, if you go deep, we have these kind of commission reports, Sarkaria Commission, Panchi Commission, Citizens Charter, second ARC report. This in your GS2 paper and GS4 ethics paper, they have asked multiple times. Okay, they have asked multiple times, like explicitly they have asked, explain about the Citizen Charter or explain about this Panchi Commission. Like that itself, they have literally asked you. So it's a mandate that you have to study this and go. Okay, which again, when you do a good test series like us, we have already done separate questions for all these things, or you just Google it and get the information. That much what is sufficient for a 10 marker, what is needed, that is sufficient. Okay, then this Representation of People Act, elections especially, because this year 2026, which is coming, 4 state elections are there: Assam, West Bengal, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, and Bihar is like going to happen now 2025. So because these many elections are there, obviously a lot of election based questions are definitely going to come. Okay, definitely. Then another thing I told you, historical thing. 1975 emergency was declared. Now 2025 it is 50th year. So 50th year means obviously emergency related chapter becomes important for you. Okay, this means also, which is going to happen in August, and after that 2026 prelims, mains and all, 27 also, emergency is going to be a very like predictable topic which you have to study and go. You have to know about everything: national emergency, state emergency, the financial emergency also, even though it has never been declared in India. You have to know all these things. Okay, this is how I told. Syllabus, previous year questions, if you are knowing by heart, like I know every word of syllabus, every previous year question I know, I can easily tell what kind of questions are going to come this year. Okay, so you should be at that level by the time of your exam that you yourself will predict the paper and go. And when you reach there, it will be very easy. And you would have done it obviously by writing, practicing, everything you would have done. Now going to the next part, which is economy and science and technology for your GS3 paper. That again, it's highly current affair oriented, and it's very low scoring paper. As I told people, close to 80 marks only you get out of 250. This is what even toppers marks you go and see, it will be 80, 90, 100, it will be less than 100. Okay, so this again, you have to do like a daily news from any source which you want. We cover everything, any space mission or anything. Like this year you saw Axiom mission, now it became our second Indian citizen has gone. So that also specifically you have to know. Okay, you will think like, okay, Kalpana Chawla has gone, Sunita Williams have gone, these are all Indians only. Then why are we telling Shubham, who went now, is the second Indian? Okay, people, you should know this. As an aspirant, you should know why we are telling second, because first Rakesh Sharma went. Okay, he was the first Indian citizen to go to space. Now we are telling Shubham as the second Indian citizen, but we are not counting the other people. Why? Because they are not Indian citizens. They are all Indian origin, but born in America mostly, or even maybe born in India, but they have later gone and taken the citizenship of USA. So that kind of factual information, many people miss it. And this is what UPSC will put it in the prelims. Okay, this time if you remember, the chess related question came. Okay, everybody know like Gukesh is one champion or other is champion, but they asked some other name and told he is actually the youngest person who became world grandmaster something. So people thought like, this is wrong. I have seen like Gukesh got something recently and you marked wrong and came. But actually, that time they didn't tell you Indian citizen, they just asked you Indian. So Indian origin, actually another person has already become youngest one, okay, who was American citizen, I think. So like that, minute thing they are asking you, whether it is an Indian origin, Indian born, Indian citizen, that level you have to know. As of now, I think 5 or 6 only Indians have gone to space, and in that only 2 are Indian citizens. Remaining 3 who are, I think, female, they all are not Indian citizens when they reach the space. Okay, so try to get details. We have done this, I remember 2-3 back days in our daily notes. We have done a detailed chart on this. You can get that PDF sample if you want, and you will see with boxes I've explained each person's origin. Okay. Then you have your survey and budget, which again for your prelims, it is actually useless. Many people sit and study for prelims, but I see they're not asking questions in prelims from these things. Okay, they're not asking survey and budget, they're asking concept in that. And then you have your space missions. Okay, this is the majority things again from your news. You'll do textbook if you need. You have to do the class 11th economics textbook. Remaining everything is your current affair. Class 12th, you have 2 textbooks. One is macroeconomics and microeconomics. Do the macro one. Okay, micro is your again supply demand kind of thing, from which again questions, I think last 10 years if you take also, maximum 2 questions or 3 questions came. So for that, reading a big book is not required. So try to do the macroeconomics part. Now we will go to the next one, which is ethics, GS4. One textbook, lexicon, I always recommend, because the index of this book is equal to same as the index of your syllabus. Syllabus, what is the word? Like ethics and human value, attitude, aptitude, moral thinkers, that persuasion, whatever they have written there, emotional intelligence, that same thing is the index of this book. So if you keep this parallelly and study, it will be very easy. Okay, in our video YouTube also, there are some episodes done by ma'am, which is good and it is there, but it's not based on this book, but it has most of the topics covered there. Okay, you can watch that also. And anyway, as I told, we are going to launch another new class which will be very more detailed, much more detailed, not this book based but syllabus based. Too much detailing with questions, previous questions, mock practice, everything will be there. So that also will be sufficient if you join that. Okay, so try to do again case studies. A lot of this time I think 6 case studies came, all where one is like you assume yourself as a doctor, assume yourself as a SP of a district, then assume yourself as a scientist, anything. 6-7 cases they'll give you, or a manager of a private company, and they will give you some problem there in the place, and then you have to explain it in 10 to 15 marks or 20 marks. You have to explain that. That is how the question pattern will be. That is how the case study. And then we have the news. One newspaper mandatory. It can be Hindu, it can be Indian Express, but you have to see to it that you are reading it in the mindset of both prelims and mains and interview also. Like if suppose face to face somebody ask you something about explain or what do you think about Israel attacking Iran, you should not by heart some factual thing and tell to them. You should have a conceptual clarity, a personality to tell like a bureaucrat. Okay, like how S. Shankar will be answering to certain things. That way you should be able to answer when something is asked. So read newspapers in such a way that you are able to explain it to somebody else, not simply put it on paper. Okay, because paper you can keep scribbling, but talking time it should have more clarity. So read in such a way. Then we have this PIB, PRS and all. There used to be Rajya Sabha TV, which is now it's not there because Rajya Sabha TV plus Lok Sabha TV, they merged it and made something called Sansad TV, and most of the programs are in Hindi, so it won't help English medium students. So PIB, PRS again, based on that also in our daily notes and test series, it will be definitely covered. If you yourself have to do, you have to search for it, and the benefit of that is this PIB, PRS will give you any bill which is being passed. Okay, like Waqf bill, anything, like if you see the complete timeline will be there, introduced in Lok Sabha, then it went to committee, then it went to JPC, then after that JPC will give to Lok Sabha will pass it, then Rajya Sabha will pass it, and finally the bill became an act. That complete journey with the complete detailing will be there below it, but the timeline also will be there with the date. Okay, so you get the complete information. This is PRS website, and PIB, if you search the same thing, any bill or anything you search, again the instant like a summary will be there, and from these only UPSC takes and makes questions. Okay, so as I told, if you're following a good daily notes or a test series or any daily editorial series, that will be sufficient. You yourself means you have to each thing you have to search like this and make your own notes. Okay, so that is how PIB and PRS will help you. And all these things I told in YouTube, different people are doing. You can watch that. Then we have Down to Earth, Yojana, Kurukshetra and all, which I definitely don't recommend. I see every coaching class telling you read all this. There are hundreds of thousands of facts in this, and if you read monthly, it is good for you, but you will never complete anything. Okay, that much portions are there. So Down to Earth has environment related things. Yojana and Kurukshetra has almost everything. But this again, as I told, if you are doing my daily notes, that will be sufficient. It's like a one-stop solution. We have daily notes and you have monthly quiz kind of MCQ series also. This PDF has a combo. We have packs also. You just WhatsApp me. I'll tell you, and you can choose like I need for 6 months, I need for 3 months, I need for 12 months. Any number of months starting that day onwards, I'll start giving you those PDFs. So it's not like you have to definitely join for a 2-year or 3-year and all. You decide, okay, give me for 1 month. I will trial and see. And 1 month, if you are okay, then next day onwards again, definitely you'll be getting. You don't have to do any of these things which is shown on the screen. You will be getting my PDF. That will be sufficient. Okay, but I strictly recommend you read a paper so that your language improves and you get a discipline. That morning itself you are waking up and looking the paper. That's a good habit. Okay, for exam's sake, factual things we will break it down to you in notes format. So this was the Rajya Sabha TV where different things used to be there. Now also old episodes are there. You can go and search. But as I told, English episodes will be less. This is the Sansad TV logo, which is, as I told, Rajya Sabha TV, Lok Sabha TV. They merged it. Earlier Rajya Sabha TV was very good. There used to be talk shows and all, which is better than the other channels' TV debates. So now it's gone. Older episodes, if you want, you can watch. But I will recommend don't waste too much time there. Okay. India yearbook, again, very maybe bulky book it will be. Hindi, English, both it will be available. Lot of factual information you will get. But again, the cost effectiveness is very less. Okay, UPSC will ask you factual, but maybe suppose 5 questions came, 8 questions came. But that some of them will be solvable through your regular current affair also. And just for that minute factual thing, like which year some missile was invented or something was sold to a different country, that much year on year, different minute facts you will get in the India yearbook. So if you have a very good reading habit, you have a very good memory power and all, you can buy this book and daily read like 2 pages, 3 pages, 5 pages. So in 365 days, obviously, a lot of information you will get. But as I told you, you should have a very good memory power to recall all those facts also. If you are good in that, you can do this because it has all the fact. Anything which happens in India, India and beyond, it will be there in this book. Okay, the factual information. So this is the complete book list for all the papers. As I told, other things and all for terrorism, internal security, disaster, don't read any books, because they are not going to ask you bookish things. They will not ask you. They'll ask you only current affair. Maoism, Naxalism, Al-Qaeda, terrorism, cyber security, everything is based on the news. Okay, so that again, if you join a very good answer writing test series, they will give you the model answer. That will be sufficient. For every topic of the syllabus, if you have one model answer, that is sufficient. Don't read Wikipedia or encyclopedia and waste your time. That much time you don't have also, and you cannot recollect them also in the exam hall. So again, these questions, do I need to join coaching? Like if I join your test series, will I pass or will I fail? This and all. As and when you go through this foundation series, you will get more and more clarity. So start watching from the first episode, which I told you, which I showed you in that Excel sheet, which is this particular thumbnails, how to prepare for UPSC, syllabus breakdown, NCERTs, how the toppers became toppers, or what is the difference in marks between 23 topper and 24 topper. This and all, when you analyze, you get to understand that how UPSC is evolving, or why it is getting tougher and tougher, or what different you should do for each year's exam. Okay, so these books and things and all, if you are clear, I will do the next episode, which is very, very important, which is serious versus non-serious, because I keep telling you, you are maybe non-serious, maybe you are immature and all. So how to become that serious aspirant? That is one of the highest view. Last time when we did also, more than 30,000 people, 40,000 people saw that video, and that is going to change your life. Okay, that is a very, very important video. So please hit subscribe button so that you don't miss it out. Okay, and join the Telegram or whatever things you see here. Okay, you can see the YouTube here, you can see Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, email, Telegram, everywhere. Be connected. Okay, because I don't want you to miss some video and later tell I did not even know about that. Okay, courses will be announced, or the test series, which now is last 2 days. Okay, it's we announced 2 weeks back, and July 1 the timetable is starting. Until now you did not enroll means, or you did not know about this means, it's very, very sad to know that. Okay, we have been launched batch after batch we are launching, and now, as I told, July 1 it's starting. It's already today, 29th to 30th it is. Please try to enroll it. You will start getting daily notes. You will start doing test series on the regular schedule. Your syllabus will automatically get completed. There is time for optional studies. Everything is there in that timetable. So try to contact me on WhatsApp, which I showed you here. This is the WhatsApp number, and I'll come up with the next episode so that your foundation keeps going completely free. Okay.